Hello, and welcome to the Hive Mind podcast, where the collective wisdom of the travel industry helps you match travelers with the right destinations and the right hotels. I'm your host, Whitney Schindler, founder and CEO of The Hive, a platform designed to give travel advisors organized, actionable insights that you can put to work right away. Each week, I sit down for focused, real-world conversations with travel advisors, hoteliers, and supplier partners who know these places inside and out. We break down how each hotel is best suited to a specific client profile, take quick deep dives into destinations, and share pro tips to help you make the most of the Hive. And here's the best part. You don't need to take notes while you listen. Go about your day, tune in, and know that every insight from these conversations is already captured and organized inside the Hive, so it's there when you actually need it. And if you aren't on the Hive yet, you can get resources from this and other episodes when you join our newsletter at thehive.travel/podcast. Today's episode is part of the Stay Guide, where we explore multiple hotels in a single destination to highlight their unique strengths, differences, and the clients they're best suited for. We are focusing on Los Cabos, and while there are many properties here, we'll be diving into the following: Hyatt Ziva, Dreams, Grand Fiesta Americana, Live Aqua, Secrets, Zoetry, Hilton Los Cabos, Hard Rock, Nobu, all of the Velas properties, and finally, the Waldorf Astoria. The goal isn't to rank or compare, but to give you the clarity and confidence to guide your clients with ease. Joining us to share their experiences visiting these properties are two travel advisors who specialize in destination weddings. Megan Amelio is the owner of Bridey Travel, and Dana Lewis is the owner of DWD Travel and Destination Weddings. Let's dive in. Megan, Dana, how are you? Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
I'm so thrilled to have you both. The list of properties that you visited together in Los Cabos is really intense. So my first question is, please tell me that you were there for multiple days to visit all these properties. Yeah? How long did it take?
I think were we there 5 nights?
I think 5 nights, and we always build in a free day.
Mm-hmm.
As you should.
We build in a free day and an experience.
Mm-hmm.
So have you done this multiple times? This kind of like go hit it hard and heavy with the hotels? Okay, amazing. So we've got a long list of hotels that we are working through today. We are going to start with Hyatt Ziva. Megan, to kick us off, tell me when you visited Hyatt Ziva, what left an impression on you? What felt like something that you would come home and talk to clients about regarding this property?
Sure. So the Hyatt Ziva, when we went, we actually stayed 2 nights here, I believe. I really liked how compact the resort was. It's very easy to get around. You cannot get lost at this place. And especially the first, like the entrance, as soon as you walk in, the lobby was all remodeled and brand new. It was beautiful. They had a gorgeous lobby bar. Service was phenomenal. And I loved the food was really good. And they had an a la carte breakfast option, which was awesome. So you didn't have to just go to a buffet. And it was right on the beach too. So it was really beautiful views. And I loved, like, when we were hanging out at the pool, there was a little like beach, or it was like a little shack that they had, like chips and guac and things like that. So you can just grab and go, and, without having to be waited on. And they also did a lot of updates to their rooms. I know when we were there was construction going on one building, and so the rooms are a lot bigger too, which is what I actually really like that. And there's privacy in the bathrooms, which is huge. You can actually shut a door, and shower.
It was important for the two of us together.
It is important.
I can't remember if we were in the same room or not.
We weren't. We were next door. But I really we didn't actually get to see the remodeled rooms, but I saw photos after, and they do look really, really nice, like just a little more updated, more modern. But honestly, the rooms that we stayed in were the older rooms, but I wouldn't even consider them, like, they didn't feel old to me. They were it's very clean, well kept. And I know they are remodeling those, like the other building that we stayed in eventually too.
Amazing. So Dana, over to you with Hyatt Ziva. Would you add to anything that Megan shared, just in terms of like the highlights, the selling points that you would come home and talk to clients about?
I would say of all of the properties we visited, this was probably one of the best beaches. It was very expansive, wide, long. Um, it wasn't, if I recall, it was not rocky. Of course, you don't go in the water in Cabo.
Right.
There are
So
a
not
few places,
swimmable,
but
just like a wide, nice sandy beach.
yes, like great for walking and, watching.
Mhm.
I really, really enjoyed that. And again, good food.
Perfect. So for this particular property at Hyatt Ziva, are there any trade-offs? Like is there something that a client might share with you, like we're really looking for this, or like this is top priority for us, that you might feel in that case Hyatt Ziva might not be the best fit?
Sure. So I'm going to start off by saying that, like, my opinion, it can be a little askew only because of our experience there, which is funny because everyone can have a different experience at any place. But I don't know if it was the timing of the year because we went in like the first week in December and there was construction going on, but it was really, really quiet and we just weren't a big fan of the resort. Like there's just no character. Um,
Mm.
there was just something about it. Like I felt like you could just pick it up and put that anywhere. And
Okay.
there was no character to it. And I will say, like, I love the Hyatt Ziva brand. Their service is always great, but this was like my least favorite property.
So just
And
didn't have a strong sense of place.
no, not at all. Just wasn't a huge fan. And I will say, so we do sell destination weddings. That is one of our main specialties, and that's one of the
Mhm.
things we look at is when we go is we look at venues, and they really don't have a lot of venues to offer either. I
Oh,
think they have
okay.
like three, and like there's the one main beach gazebo, but there's like no privacy. It's tiny. It just wasn't
So
our
if you
thing.
are looking for a destination wedding, this might not be the best fit compared to other offerings in the area.
Right.
Agree. And if you're looking for a place that feels authentic, I like modern yet marries with the destination. And this just didn't hit that box.
Okay. Okay. That's really good to know because some clients wouldn't even notice and others would absolutely like look for that sense of place. So really knowing your client and their personal preferences is super important. Shall we move on to dreams? Yeah. Dana, what really stood out to you with dreams? What did you really what exceeded expectations? What did you walk away kind of thinking about after that visit?
So, as in terms of look and feel, total opposite from Hyatt Ziva. You walked in here and you knew you were in Mexico. It has that, traditional hacienda vibe, um, dark woods, grand, arches and things like that. So definitely the opposite there.
Hmm.
We did not stay here. This was just a site visit. So it's a little harder to go a bit deeper.
Sure.
Um, but I felt like based on its age,
Hmm.
it shows really well. And I think that has something to do with the look, with
It's
that
probably a little more forgiving.
traditional, correct. It's
Hmm.
definitely more forgiving. All the rooms, almost all the rooms are ocean view, which I think is great. Um, and they're building, I think while we were there, putting in some swim up rooms, if I remember correctly. So that's exciting.
Amazing. Megan, would you add anything to like kind of the things that you walked away pleasantly surprised or that you really enjoyed
Yeah.
most?
I actually one thing I really enjoyed was because you can't go in the ocean here, but they did have these really cool beach cabanas that were 2 levels, and you can rent them out. Like I think it was $700 a day, but it includes food service up to 6 guests, has a private plunge pool, TV. Like that was just so neat, and especially for selling for groups or even if you're doing, a milestone birthday or what, like even if you have a bunch of kids, like it's so nice to have one dedicated spot and
Hmm.
especially the top level, just to lounge in the sun and have the shaded area on the bottom, especially for kids. That was one of my favorite things there.
So in terms of client profiles, does it feel like these two properties like could technically offer something for everyone, or is there any specific client profile that you would not send to Hyatt Ziva or Dreams?
I definitely wouldn't send honeymooners to either. Um, I think it's going to depend on kids. My
Hmm.
kids are happy just playing in the sand and the water in a regular swimming pool? Would they love a water park or slide or something like that? Absolutely. But they're fine without it. And neither of these options have that. So if that's something that's important for the kids in the trip,
So both
it's not a
resorts,
good fit.
like you could take your children, but it's not like built for entertaining
Correct.
children.
Correct. So one of the questions I always ask my destination wedding couples when we're trying to figure out the right hotel is if they want family friendly, if they need family friendly,
Mhm.
do they want it to be kids centric? So do they want it to be full on kids in your face? Most of the time, the answer is no. They want family friendly so they can appease these few kids that need to come. But they don't want in your face Disney.
Yeah.
And these two properties are perfect for that. I would
Yeah.
allude that So a Tree could be the same.
Hmm. No, I think that is a really important distinction in understanding the family dynamics of who you're working with and like what the kids want, but also what the parents want. Because would my 5-year-old love a water park? Of course. Does she know what a water park is yet? Nope. And I'm going to wait until she discovers it. Because then she's so fine with a shovel and a bucket in the sand. So we're just going to stick with that as long as I can get away with it. No, so that is a really important kind of barometer to use, I think.
And I do
You're smart in that sense.
And I do want to add both of those properties did have their own true adult only pool areas. So they were completely dedicated spaces, which was nice. And I know at Dreams, they were adding like a brand new restaurant and bar area that looked really, really cute. But it just wasn't done when we were there. So I do feel like there are those dedicated spaces for adults.
Perfect. Grand Fiesta Americana. Megan, tell me what you loved most about this property and if there's anything that really exceeded expectations.
So I'll say I love the hacienda feel. Like you feel like you're in Mexico when you get there. It doesn't have it's not modern and luxurious in any way. It is true like Mexico resort. Like you are there. And the beach is swimmable, which is a huge plus. The beach is actually really, really pretty. They had amazing wedding venues, really cool rooms, especially with the views. And there was like an imperial suite with 2 rooms. Like it's like 2 rooms, living space, and its own dedicated, like own private pool. And you can even rent that out for your for wedding events. Like you do your welcome party, reception, ceremony, even there on this grassy area. And it was just like, it was gorgeous.
Amazing. It's so rare to find the swimmable beach in Cabo.
Yes. And it was fun because they had like little tide pools and like kids were always by the rocks. And it was safe. It was clean. It was beautiful. Loved it.
How big is it? Because I guess hearing you guys talk about weddings so much just makes me realize that I don't plan weddings. So are there any of these that if you were just working with a couple that you would be like, oh, there's a lot of weddings at this place, like that might not be the best fit? Or do you feel like every hotel does pretty well keeping the wedding situation not kind of overtaking the whole property?
Especially this one like I think they do 2 weddings a day. But I really don't feel like they are like what we would call a wedding factory where they're doing 2 weddings every single day, like a Hard Rock, where they could do up to like 6 weddings a day. You know, like
are you serious?
Yeah.
That is insane.
It's insane. I don't know how many.
Feels like Vegas.
It feels like a cattle drive.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But it works. They do it and they make it work. And
they do. But I feel like
I did not know that. I mean, that team is on top of it.
I mean, you have to be.
And they have they have huge wedding departments on site. So they can handle it.
Fascinating. Man,
but you didn't feel like that at Grand Fiesta. You did see like lots of groups of families. It was great for families, multi-gen, they were, and I don't know. I truly felt like it felt like you were home in a sense, a very welcoming, warm.
I agree. Amazing. I feel like that hacienda vibe, I feel like it just adds to the hospitality, like the Mexican hospitality, and maybe the workers feel it too. And it's just fun and warm. And I love it.
Are there any trade-offs to Grand Fiesta Americana? Anything that could be spa, could be dining, could be room size, it could be a whole host of different things, but any trade-offs at all that you feel like it might not be the best fit if clients are looking for something specific?
I think it's important to note that though the beach is swimmable, it is very rocky. So you're going to need water shoes if you're expecting, like the white soft sands of Cancun. That is not the type of swimmable we're talking about. You can go out in the water and it's safe, but it is very rocky. Now, with that, you get all those tide pools for snorkeling, which is fun. Um, and then the same thing with the hacienda style. If that's not your vibe, that's not what you're looking for, then
I
this might
mean,
not be a good fit.
I say sometimes, but I think more
Right.
often than not, the
Yeah.
vibe is a big part of the decision because when you're, traveling as far as you're traveling and you're going to be in these places for multiple nights, like you want to be somewhere that you find aesthetically pleasing.
Yes. Yes.
So,
And I think it's important to discern, okay, do I want to go to this hotel that could be anywhere? Or do I want to go to this hotel that is more authentic to the destination? Or do I want something in between?
you've got
Yeah, and the
three
food,
distinct categories.
yeah, and the food was actually really good here. It can be a little confusing though when you're sitting down at the restaurant because you can see prices on the menu because it's right next to Live Aqua, and Live Aqua has access to Grand Fiesta. Like they can go to certain restaurants and pay, so that can be kind of confusing for some guests.
Okay.
And I will point out to the rooms. I feel like they're dated, especially the bathroom. They're big, they're decent. They're not my favorite rooms. So that if someone is truly looking for like a really nice room
where they want to spend a lot of time. Yeah, I think that's the other thing I always try to understand from guests. Like, are you going to hang out in your room a lot? Like, are we looking for the best view and a great balcony and like, an updated room, or are you barely going to be there?
Right.
That's a good distinguisher too. Okay, so talk to me
Now-
about Live Aqua. Oh, sorry, Dana. Didn't mean to catch you.
Well, this kind of goes with Live Aqua because they're right there together. If you're going in the winter and you're staying at Live Aqua or Grand Fiesta, you want a room with an ocean view because you can see the whales.
See the whales. Yeah.
Yes. The whales are amazing.
Which is pretty
Yes.
cool.
Yes.
So is our Grand Fiesta Americana and Live Aqua sister properties?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
did not
Same
know
brand.
that.
Travel Tea. Yeah. They are called several different things I don't really understand, but Travel Tea is kind of the big
They're related.
big umbrella. Yes, they are related.
So
and Live
is Live
Aqua-
Aqua considered an upgrade or a downgrade, or are they similar, different vibes? Where are we?
Definitely an
on this?
upgrade. This particular Live Aqua is not all inclusive and it is family friendly, which is very different from the one in Cancun and Punta Cana. This is
Interesting.
kind of, I would say it's more like a hotel.
Mhm.
One pool, if I remember correctly, much smaller property. But they also have residences. So there are some owners that either live there or, just own in
Mhm.
that area.
Okay. So that it doesn't sound like Grand Fiesta and Live Aqua are going to be in a proposal next to each other. It sounds
No.
like the offering is completely different. It
Correct.
just happens to be that they're next to each other. So the beach situation is similar.
Right.
And Live Aqua could go over to Grand Fiesta to dine if they wanted.
Correct. And actually,
Okay.
Live Aqua is not on the beach. So it's kind of set behind Grand Fiesta, but they have access to their beach.
Like there's a
So-
golf, you have to take a golf cart to like go up the
Mhm.
road and they'll drop you off right there. It's beautiful. It's an amazing property and they do not look anything alike.
No.
Still has that hacienda feel, but in a modern luxury.
Yes.
Okay.
In that middle ground I talked about.
The views are amazing because you're higher up, but you are not
Mhm.
right at the beach, but they do have access to the beach. And there's a
Okay.
gorgeous golf course view. I believe is it next to the Four Seasons or Ritz? What was that? There was like a forgot which property that was right next
I
door.
can't remember.
But it's a gorgeous area for sure.
So what's the ideal client profile for Live Aqua? Because I think everything we've talked about so far are all inclusives, right?
Mhm.
So does Live Aqua feel like if someone's not looking for all inclusive, that this is maybe one of the entry level like options that we can start looking at before we get to the really high end
Mhm.
5-star ones?
I would say so, yes. Um, I feel like all inclusive for me, what I think of with not all inclusive is someone that's looking to explore, get in, dive deep into the area, and you can easily do that with Live Aqua. Because why would you not stay at an all inclusive but go dine at the neighboring all inclusive? You would want to go out
Mm-hmm.
and, have the more authentic experience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, I would say it's families, multi-gen groups,
Hmm.
bachelorette parties would be great because they can get multiple bedrooms and the rooms are stunning, like super modern. Service is really, really good. And they'll still have access to, they can't use all the facilities at Grand Fiesta because I do believe they have to pay, like they want to truly access the resort, they have to pay for it, like a day pass.
An
But
all
they,
inclusive rate, yeah.
right, but they can go to some of the restaurants at night. They can make a reservation.
So if you're at Live Aqua and you want to go to the beach, I understand you need a golf cart and like go a little distance, but then do they have access to any services on the beach? Like does
Yes,
Live Aqua have, chairs and drinks and service set up in that way?
it would be the Grand Fiesta
Okay.
service.
So you'd be paying for a day pass then.
Hmm.
Okay.
No, yeah, I don't think you have to pay for a day pass. You would just pay for the
Consumption.
drinks consumption a la carte.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds like an interesting hybrid approach.
it
Mhm,
is.
mhm.
Okay. Next we have secrets. So Dana, what really stood out to you when you visited Secrets?
I loved this property. To me, it just screams Cabo. It feels, you get that desert vibe, but the hacienda feel as well. We keep talking about the hacienda feel. We're gonna get away
We're
from
gonna need
that, I
to include like a
promise.
definition. So like a hacienda
Promise.
feel is
Yes, yes.
I got married in
Um,
an hacienda, like
mhm.
truly. So I know exactly that's why I'm not really asking any questions.
Yes,
Because I know exactly what it
yes.
looks like.
So I think like, the white stucco, the Spanish tile roofs, lots of arches, chunky wood columns, strong, powerful wood doors just everywhere throughout this property with cactus. And it's just kind of, to me, it's it's quintessential Cabo, but not on the like quote unquote luxury marina fishing vibe, if that makes
more
sense. Cabo's
more the
such a
Mexico vibe.
unique.
Yeah,
Cabo is
Yes,
a really eclectic destination for sure.
it
It
is. It
has more
is.
of the Mexico aesthetic than the
Yes.
luxury marina aesthetic.
yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. And I feel like, but that's what people initially think of when they think Cabo. They think that
Mhm.
luxury marina, fishing, boating lifestyle, but there's so much of that authentic feel. And it truly is authentic. It's not these places imitating this authenticity. It truly feels real.
Yeah.
So it was your favorite. Talk to me about not only the aesthetic, because you're strong on aesthetic. I'm sensing
I know.
that you
Yes.
really, and I do appreciate
I love
that.
design. Yeah.
When I think about, so I'm not an all-inclusive person, and I'm also
Hmm.
not planning weddings. I actually
Yep.
could not repel them faster. I will send them to you all.
We'll take them.
I did one for my aunt as a favor, and never again.
Hmm. Yep. You either
But
love
that's
it or
like
hate it.
you don't pretend to do weddings, and you don't pretend to do Disney. Like
No.
Right.
And I will not
just
do
no.
Disney.
No,
No, thank
no,
you.
those are things that like there are experts and specialists in these areas for a reason because
Yes.
you guys know what you're doing and you're good at it. So when I think of all inclusive, I think of the food.
Yes.
That's generally my initial like,
Hmm.
but is the food good? Because that's why
Yes.
I travel. So, but when you're doing a lot of site inspections, did you feel like you really were able to get a sense of the food in one of these resorts versus another?
I feel like with this brand, Dream Secrets Zoetry, food is pretty similar across those brands. Now there are some, because they have different owners, which is also confusing. Um, some owners take more care in terms of food than others. For me, food is very subjective.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I love McDonald's chicken nuggets. Okay. I love them. I also love a $300 steak and everything in between.
Yes.
So it's really hard. And I have this conversation on calls. Like, I will tell my couples this same analogy. How do you feel about food? Don't tell me you love food and you want good food. What is good food to you? For me, it could be McDonald's chicken nuggets or a $300 steak.
Yeah.
No, I do think that the way that you dig into that a little bit more with clients is really important, because I find that there's not I think I had my first call like a few weeks ago where the daughter was like, I'm super picky. I don't like food. Like the food is not. And then her parents were like, food is why we travel. And I was like, well, this is going to be great, guys.
Right.
But it is, I feel like almost everyone any day now, like everyone's like, we love food. And I think that you're really smart to kind of dig in deeper to be like, so what does that really mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess maybe the better question is if imagine I'm a client, if I'm on board with an all-inclusive and I'm on board with the aesthetic, there's only been one, I think, in this list that you're like, aesthetic is, there's no sense of place. Everywhere else feels okay. Then what are the other deciding factors that help you guys, whether you're working with a wedding couple or just, I don't know, a couple, kind of hone in on all of these all-inclusive options to like really, like, what are you looking for? It's not food, because food is so subjective, and we're going to an all-inclusive, so food is food. The aesthetic is there. The all-inclusive component is there. The beach isn't swimmable. So what factors are you looking for to really differentiate all of these all-inclusives? This is why I feel overwhelmed in a place like Cabo or Cancun. It's because I struggle to like pull out those differentiating factors.
I think the biggest thing is vibe, getting the feel of the vibe of the group. I always ask them, are you partiers? Do you want late night? Do you want something super quiet and chill? Do you want live entertainment at the beach or the pool? Do you want a foam party? Do you like what does your group like to do? You know, and I will say some are like, oh yeah, we're up all night. We want the nightclub, where others are like, we don't really care. We're all together. We don't need a lot. We just want music and a smoke bar, you know? So it's truly, and that truly that's a big deciding factor.
So when you're on these site visits and you're visiting so many properties in a day, I'm always like, I need to have a meal here if I haven't had a meal here, but I'm usually not visiting all inclusive. So I think that's a really important distinction. Yeah. You're there to get the vibe. Yeah. To see like, what's the vibe walking around the property? What's the vibe at the pool? What's the vibe at the pool? At the beach, I mean. I'm glad that you mentioned this, because I went to, and I can count on one hand the number of all-inclusives I've been to.
Oh my gosh.
And the one, they were doing Zumba in the pool, and I just could not get out of there fast enough. I was just like, I just want to listen to ocean waves. I just want to read my book.
Yes.
And so I realized.
So you need Zoetry.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to go to Zoetry.
Great to know. This is a question I put on the Hive, is like, what's the vibe? And one of the options is like, party in the pool. Like,
yes.
Do you want to be entertained? There are resorts that it is literally their mission. Yes. They wake up every day and create programming to entertain you. And then there are others that are like, no, just chill,
figure it out.
Just relax. I'll be here if you need me. I will bring you a drink and some food, but if you don't ask for me, then I'm going to let you be. As your business picks up, the overwhelm sets in. You're juggling client calls, proposals, and bookings, and there never seems to be enough time. That's where the Hive comes in. It turns scattered notes and endless research into an organized expertise vault of hotel details, destination insights, and advisor experiences. That means you save hours, move faster, and streamline your workflow, so you can focus on the parts of your business that actually drive growth. Want to see how it works? Head to thehive.travel.
And another big deciding factor too is location. Where do they want to be? How far do they want to drive from the airport? Do they want their guests to drive an hour? You know, because Hard Rock is about 45, 50 minutes away. Versus do they want to be closer to like San Jose del Cabo in town? And maybe stay at Dreams or, because that's only 20 minutes from the airport. So location is a big factor too.
Okay. I mean, that's super helpful. So thank you. Let's move on to Zoetry. What's the vibe at Zoetry, Megan?
It's very chill, laid back, very zen. It was actually very busy when we were there because they did have a wedding. But I feel like the wedding profile, it attracts an older clientele, which I don't mind. I'm all for. Like it's great for kids with families too. Or I'm sorry, kids with families. It's good for families with kids, like,
our kids that are happy with a bucket and say,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It wasn't a swimmable beach, but it was great. Just the different areas, it had a hacienda feel, and it felt like that there was this one courtyard with a fountain, and what do we say? It looks like cocoa.
Like Ponto. As soon as you walked in,
gorgeous.
I just grinned ear to ear.
When we were talking about the hacienda vibe, I was literally thinking, like, we obviously have small children. I was like, if you can't, just go watch Encanto. That's everything that we're describing.
Yes,
it's Encanto.
Yes. This property, I said, oh my gosh, I have to bring my kids here because you walk in and that is literally what you see is the rooms, I mean,
so beautiful.
Just so cool.
This is what Zoetry looks like?
Uh-huh. It's like it's like a casa,
like a house with like an internal courtyard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow. Okay. That's cool. Yes. So if Zoetry has the more like relaxed, chill vibes, that is Secrets a little bit more aiming to entertain. I guess I didn't ask what the vibe at Secrets was.
Yeah, it's more couples, group, like lots of groups there too. Honeymooners too. It's definitely more couples, groups.
Adults only is Secret. Zoetry is family friendly, but I should say it's not family friendly. It is families welcome.
Children.
Yes. And it's important to note, Zoetry, they charge full rate for children.
Right.
And they are all inclusive. So children are full adult rate, which is unusual.
This spectrum of families has come up on almost every conversation I've had about hotels so far. I think that together as travel professionals, we can just create a new spectrum because family friendly means nothing. Just like luxury doesn't mean anything to me anymore. No. There's like no children allowed. Fine, you can book them. Like you can bring them.
But we're going to charge you extra because we really don't want you to bring them.
Right.
And then we want you to be...
Okay, fine, we'll bring in a rollaway. and fine, we won't charge you extra for it. And then there's like the resorts where everything is built around children to the extent that the adults are like, should I be here? And so much for the kids. We need to, together, we will come up with names for this spectrum so that we can speak more specifically about what being family friendly means. Because it's a wide spectrum.
It is.
Okay, Hilton Los Cabos. So is this all inclusive as well?
No,
it is not. So this is the first one that now we're into hotels a little bit. Okay. Megan, tell me a little bit about the Hilton Los Cabos.
So I feel like it was kind of same vibe as Zoetry and like look and feel. But it was like the more modern hacienda, like more white, cranes. It was very calm. They had I loved the lawn area. It was just so beautiful. And the pool was really, really pretty. Just a really good, nice walkable resort. And it was just so peaceful. And it was on a swimmable beach, and the water was calm. Overall, I really love this property. And they had really good restaurant options too. And it wasn't like
so
too
would
it was nice.
So if it's got a similar vibe to Zoetry, would you ever put Hilton versus Zoetry next to each other or not? Because one's all inclusive and one isn't, so it doesn't really feel like a good comparison.
Right. I guess it depends on the clients. I don't think I would, but I'd say if what they were describing truly was more of an EP, I'd probably throw this in there to give it to show them the price difference too, so they can get a feel for it. But yeah, you typically, if they truly want AI, like we won't quote.
So if a client comes to you guys and they don't explicitly say we're looking for an all-inclusive or we're looking for a hotel and not an all-inclusive, like some people know what they want, right? But there are many who are just like, we want to get away. And however that looks is whatever. What kind of conversation points or like things does a client, like might a client share with you that you feel like you might lean toward one or the other in terms of looking for the best options to present to them in terms of all-inclusive versus not all-inclusive?
For me, it's their comfortability going off property.
Okay.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not going to stay at an EP or a hotel if I'm not going to go off property.
You would just then stay.
I would just stay at an all-inclusive. What I loved about Hilton, I mean, I loved the look. It's beautiful and it's walkable, but it's long. It's a long hotel. But they have bikes that you can take and go explore, bike to a restaurant. You know, you're not chained per se to the hotel. But I think there has to be a level of comfortability for the traveler. I work with a lot of quote unquote newbie travelers, and they're not always comfortable with that. So that's kind of how I differentiate. Like, do you want to go off property? Do you want to eat off property? Do you want to eat different types of foods? What have you? And if not, then I gravitate more towards all inclusive.
And I will add, I think as like right now, the NA is trending, and there's a lot of people who don't drink or don't really drink enough to justify spending money on an all-inclusive. Like for my
you mean non-alcoholic, not Narcotics Anonymous?
No. So, because like even for my own family, we don't really drink. We really don't drink, and if we do, it's one or I have a couple margaritas or something.
Same.
So I don't mind. I like the idea of staying at an EP hotel, or like, let's just say it's a shorter stay too. And you know, 3 to 5 nights versus like a 7-night stay. Because it's like, it's funny. Like I love I would love to stay at this kind of hotel. But then we also love Hard Rock, which are complete opposite end of the spectrum. It just depends on what kind of vacation you're going.
You love Hard Rock?
Yes.
I do.
Because that's next on the list. I did not expect that.
I know. It's so funny. I don't know. Love to see. We're going to stay at this Hard Rock in Cabo next year.
You could not judge a book by its cover.
No.
I would have not seen you on the street and be like, Megan loves Hard Rock.
I'm going to tell you about this Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Okay. Megan and her family are into Hard Rock. Like
music.
Music.
We love music.
Okay.
I love music. Not necessarily rock, which is not necessarily what the Hard Rock brand is about. But I will say this resort, I should say, it perfectly takes the Hard Rock brand with the destination and marries them together.
Yeah.
Hard Rock Cancun you could pick it up and plop it in Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah.
This Hard Rock is very clearly Cabo, and it is so special.
And this is their first build. Like they actually built this one.
So other than like a takeover of another hotel. Okay, so I don't know anything about Hard Rock other than when I went to Hard Rock Cafe for dinner or something.
Oh, yes.
So give me the 30-second elevator pitch of just Hard Rock. Like, what is the vibe and the experience of staying at a Hard Rock hotel?
Do you want me to take it?
Yes.
You seem like a big fan. So
I love Hard Rock. And I was just with Cassidy, my BDM, yesterday. So I'm fresh. So I will say it is all about the vibe, entertainment. There's something for everybody at this resort. There's water slides. There's a bowling alley. There's tons of restaurants. They have a fun 2 different types of pools. One is more party. One's adult only. They have one that's like an eat-in pool. That's not the eat-in pool. It's like a red pool. It's literally a red pool. Like the water is red. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's just
The water is not red.
No,
The tile is red.
It's the tile.
The tile is
I thought it was the water. I have to look back at my
Not
pictures.
that hard here.
I don't know. It looks red, okay? There's an escape room.
The tiles are red.
Yeah, and they have one of the best fitness centers at all inclusive. My husband is like an adamant. He loves a good gym and he loves Hard Rock gyms.
Okay.
Hyatt
Interesting.
Ziva also has really good ones, but yeah, they are.
Which one did you say?
Hyatt
Also?
Ziva. No, I don't know about this Hyatt Ziva, but the Hyatt Ziva Cancun has an amazing gym.
One of the best parts of this industry is that we don't have to figure it all out alone. The Hive is built on that idea. It's our expertise vault, a living library where hotel details, destination insights, and advisor experiences are captured and shared. As an emerging advisor, that means you get access to the wisdom of people who've been there before, helping you build confidence and credibility faster. And as you grow, you'll add to your own insights too, strengthening the community for the next advisor. Curious? Take a peek at thehive.travel. So, what is it like? How is the music? Is it just like the music that they're playing at the swimming pool, or are there like concerts, or like what? How does the
There's
music?
both.
Okay.
So during the day, they may have actual live bands, like
Okay.
a full 5-kit band, at the pool. They may have a saxophonist one day. Like they change it up all the time. But then every night they have awesome shows like Michael Jackson. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. There's so many. But they have they're so fun. And
I did
it's like
not
one of
know
those,
this.
yeah. And my son is he's in School of Rock and he loves
Cool.
rock music, and it's everywhere. And they even you can even rent, or not rent, but they will send you a guitar to your room. Then they have, isn't there like what's it called? I forgot what it's called. Rock band. And you can actually go in and
Oh, like the
Well,
PlayStation?
no,
game?
like you go into like a little studio and they'll record you play
Oh,
whatever song and instruments. So when we go, 3 of us can actually go in and record a song and each play our own instrument or sing,
Cool.
whatever you want to do.
Got it. Okay.
It's a fun place. I always
Okay.
love it.
I did not fully understand the scope of Hard Rock, and now I know.
And
It's
I
really
will
fun.
say, as somebody, I feel like I'm a chameleon. I can absolutely appreciate Hard Rock, and I want to stay at this Hard Rock. Um, I don't feel turned off. As a chill person, I don't feel turned off at all by all the things that they offer. I have stayed at the other Hard Rocks. Um, but it's very important to discern your client. Like, are they like me and adaptable and will be okay with all the noise? I mean, you can escape the noise. Or do they need chill all the time?
Yeah, I think it's also Megan, you might have said this just a couple of minutes ago, like some trips you're a Hard Rock family and then some trips you're different. So it's not only a question of you as a human and as a traveler, what is your preference? It's also, what are you looking for on this trip?
This trip.
Like
what
sometimes,
is our goal for this trip?
yeah, like sometimes you might plan, I might plan a Zochi trip one time and then the next year plan a Hard Rock trip. And that's just because
It's what
I'm
we
looking
need.
for
Bingo.
something different, or that's what I need in that moment.
This is something I also always talk about with clients, in particular when they go on social media and they ask the masses for recommendations on a hotel, an all-inclusive resort in Cabo. And you're going to get every single resort
You're
we
going
are
to get
going to talk
Megan
about.
being like, I love Hard Rock. This is my
Yes.
family's favorite.
Yes, but you've got to discern for this trip, what do you
Yeah.
need? And just because Aunt Sally says it's great and she had a great time with her live-in boyfriend of 40 years at Secrets
That feels
doesn't
very
mean
specific.
doesn't mean that's going to be a good fit for
Yeah.
your honeymoon or your family vacation. You can't go to Secrets
I
for your
mean, I
family
think
vacation.
that there is like a caveat to every single question that I answer like this
Absolutely.
of like, I stayed XYZ and I loved it because of all of these reasons. But if you're looking for these, don't go there. It's not the best fit.
Correct.
Right.
Like, it's not about, did you like it? There's always somebody who liked it, but they
Yep.
liked it because it was what they were looking forward to and what they were envisioning and what they needed in that moment. And you
Yep.
likely are not exactly like them.
Yes.
Right.
And that's all the nuance that's missing.
And I can find something to love and something to hate about every single place.
Right.
Agreed.
And I think
Because
that's
we're
what
so-
makes me
we're
good at my
nitpicky.
job.
Right. We're nitpicky, but
Mhm.
we should be.
Yes.
One thing I do want to add about this resort is because they do groups phenomenal, weddings, incentive groups, meeting spaces, whatever you need, they have it. They have, I don't know, probably like 20 venues. It's amazing. But they have rooms with 2 queen beds. 2 queens, not 2 full, but 2 queens. So that's a huge thing to note.
That
And
is
you
a huge deal.
can book it. It's not on request. I mean, obviously,
You
when
can-
they check in, something might happen, but you can book 2 queens.
We had a special request probably 6 or 12 months ago to add the filter for 2 queen beds on the Hive because this is so hard to find. So if you are a hotel that has 2 queens, you are very quickly going to rise to the top because it's so difficult to find. And so many families really appreciate that whenever possible.
Yes. And like
I think
Hard Rock
slowly
Riviera
but
Maya,
surely.
right? And Hard Rock Riviera Maya, they're full double beds, full size beds. And so I was talking to my husband about it last night. And I told him, he's like, "Yeah, let's just go there." Like
Chicago.
he wants the 2 queen beds.
Mhm. Well, it's more. Well, if you've got a family and you're sharing beds with kids and whatnot, it's just
Right.
It's a no brainer. Okay, so Hard Rock and Nobu, are they connected ownership
They're
wise?
not connected, but they're literally right next to each other. You can walk.
Ownership wise, yes. Though they're both under the AIC hotel umbrella. But I don't think not all Nobu hotels are.
No.
This one and the one in Miami, I think.
So it's nice if you're
Um,
staying at Hard Rock and you feel like you want a change, you can just walk over to Nobu and go get a really nice dinner, go check that space out too. Because it's completely
But
different.
would the all inclusive extend over to Nobu, or you would just
No.
pay a la carte for dinner?
a la
that
carte.
night? Okay. So let's talk about Nobu. So Dana, was the aesthetic on point for you at Nobu?
Yes, I did love it. The look. Completely different look than any of the others we've talked about. Obviously different from Hard Rock. Because you
Is
do
Nobu all inclusive?
get no.
No. So okay. So now we're into the okay. Now I think
Yeah.
that's important to
Yes.
clarify. Yeah,
Absolutely.
okay.
So it's not the hacienda vibe, I don't feel like you get a quote unquote Mexican look per se, but yet it works for the
It's more
destination.
desert aesthetic
Yeah.
than anything.
Right. I would say, so like I mentioned, Hard Rock, they marry the Hard Rock music. Is memorabilia the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, I
they,
think so.
the memorabilia is throughout the hotel, but the look around it is very Cabo. And I feel like if you kind of took out the memorabilia look, it's kind of what you get with Nobu. It's very
Okay.
modern luxury, that desert look.
What are the standout features of Nobu? Like, what do you, if clients said like, "Hey, what do you think about Nobu?" What are the highlights that you would definitely share with them?
This would be for somebody who is truly a foodie.
Yeah.
Like the true definition of a foodie. This would be for them. That would not be me. It would feel
Why do
too
you say that? Is it multiple venues? Is it the quality and the level of the venues? Like, why do you say that it's for a true foodie?
The presentation, like
Yes.
smaller portions, like Michelin star type
Yes.
dining
To
experience.
me, I can appreciate that, but it feels too pretentious for me. For my chicken nugget loving self.
Well, for some, it might be too much every night.
Correct. Yes. Like I would be great with that for a night. Like Megan said, staying at Hard Rock and going over to Nobu for a night. I would love that. But it would not be what I would want. That style every meal.
Sure. Megan, tell me about the vibe. Tell me about the beach and the pool and all the other things that you got to see.
Okay. So to me, I felt it had a very pretentious, sophisticated vibe. Like, it was actually pretty busy when we were there. Like, all of the pool loungers were taken, but the pool wasn't super crowded. But I just had that feel that it was a lot of pretentious people were there. Like, you could just feel it and see it. I don't know. It's hard to describe.
I feel like
from my Midwestern roots, you know how you know what I look for when I scan around the pool?
What?
Resort wear.
Oh.
Like, is it a pool? Is it a fashion show at the swimming pool?
1,000%.
Or not? Like,
see, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Where you mean at Nobu? I didn't feel like it was I didn't feel like it was a fashion show. I just felt like
I felt like from our very modest backgrounds, we were plopped into very high net worth people. And that made us feel out of our element.
Sure. And this is really important. This is really, really important, and not something that you can look at a hotel's website and discern who are the other guests that are going to be at the property. And I think that this is really a part of the nuance that comes with us as travel professionals, and like really trying to find that right match, because that right match is, of course, about the aesthetic and the vibe and the location and the beach and the price point. And also sometimes it's the right price point and it's the right vibe and it's all the right things, but the vibe of the other clientele on property is not a good match for your clients going. And that is really nuanced to try to discern, but it is important.
Perhaps it was the moment we were there.
Right.
Like it could change.
Yeah.
We did just see Hard Rock. So we went from Hard Rock to Nobu, which is very different. And like I mentioned, like in terms of food, I can be on two ends of the spectrum. I can go stay at Dreams all inclusive. I can go stay at Waldorf, which I'm excited to talk about in a minute. So I did not feel that I could fit in at Nobu.
Sure.
I feel like I could, but I don't know. It was just the vibe. Maybe if I was with my girlfriends or something, it'd be a little different.
That also matters if you're there with your partner
for that particular trip.
Yeah, we did it for a couple nights.
I would not fit there with my husband. He would
with
not
your fancy
fit
girlfriends?
Yes.
Yeah,
maybe.
Okay, so the Velas properties we've kind of got bucketed because it's Well, you tell me, Megan. Tell me about your experience visiting the Velas properties in Cabo.
Oh gosh, they are gorgeous. We started at Grand Velas, and it was the same. Two women took us and did like from inside sales who took us to the other properties. It is it's just so warm and welcoming. The service is phenomenal there. Food is amazing. The restaurant aesthetics were gorgeous. The pool is like tiered and overlooking the ocean. And it's very family focused, but not over the top. But they do definitely take care of kids, which I really love there. Um,
Family focused, but not kid centric.
yes, because it's more modern, the beautiful
Yeah,
white
there's
building.
not a
It's
water park, there's none of that, but it is very, very, very family focused.
Yes, but for me personally, like, or if you have young kids and it's like, you can actually go have a nice dinner in a nice, beautiful restaurant and the kids are welcome.
Mhm.
Yes.
Like
Mhm.
it's okay.
Yep. Yep.
I remember we actually had lunch there and the buffet was phenomenal. The dessert area, they went above and beyond. Like eh, it was like the freshest food service even at that lunch was phenomenal.
I agree.
Instead of carrying your plate back to your table, there's someone there grabbing your plate, carrying it for you. Like I was like, okay, this is great. I can
So
carry it myself.
I loathe buffets, loathe them.
Mhm.
And this was a great buffet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great buffet.
it was phenomenal.
I would say this is, if you want a truly luxury, all-inclusive family property, this is it.
And their restaurants was just named a Michelin restaurant. I believe it's a steakhouse.
Yes.
It's a Michelin star restaurant now, which is awesome.
Incredible, because it's all inclusive.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
It's
And you
amazing.
can't find that at many all inclusives.
Right. No. No.
I believe it's there, and then Eshkarat has one.
Hmm. Okay. So then at Grand Velas, there's the boutique that is adults only, right? And
Mhm.
did you see this as well?
Yes, this is my
Tell,
favorite.
tell me about it.
The pool, Dane, like that pool is, oh my God, it's so gorgeous. The tile on it is stunning. And the views, it's just so chill there. So it's like, I feel like a little bit more romantic. I definitely feel like it's more for couples.
Mhm.
It's much more intimate, but they do have access to um, Grand Velas next door.
Mhm.
They have their own dedicated restaurants. The rooms were amazing. Everything about it. I cannot wait to go back.
I have had clients at the Grand Velas Boutique, and they go on a trip like this, kind of Mexico vibes, 5 nights or so every single year. And every year I'm always like, where are they going to go next? Where are they going to go next? Like trying to find a new idea for them. Third year, they got to Grand Velas Boutique and just booked that again for the following year.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
amazing.
They loved
I
it.
mean, it's really about personalization. You can have mezcal, like a mezcal bar in your room. They have a Dyson hair tools. Views are amazing. It's just, I don't know, the service there in general. It's just one of my favorites.
Are there any
I
trade-offs?
agree.
Like, is there anyone that you wouldn't send to Grand Velas or the boutique, the adults only boutique?
I feel like someone who is looking for more entertainment, more
Mhm.
liveliness, more late night, even late night people. I don't know. It's
And it's
definitely more
definitely
of a
higher end.
higher end. So you definitely need the budget
Yeah.
for it.
Yep.
Yeah, price often is a factor, but I think you make a good point that they're not going to entertain you. They're going to provide
Right.
really great service and really
Yeah.
great amenities. But if you're truly looking for entertainment, Hard Rock might be a better option.
Right.
Not for a
Amazing.
honeymoon.
No,
Um,
not
okay, so the
I
last
would
one we
I
have
would
on the
equate it
oh,
to
sorry, go
LeBlanc.
ahead.
I was going to say I would equate Velas Boutique
Yeah.
to LeBlanc.
Okay.
LeBlanc might offer a little bit more entertainment, but as in terms of like look and vibe, Velas Boutique.
Yeah. I agree.
Dana, I think the Waldorf is your favorite.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So my husband travels for work. Um, and with that comes hotel points. And I'm like, okay, I need you to
Believe 'em.
kick back up your travels and collect some points so we can go stay at the Waldorf. Because, like I said, I could go stay at, I don't mean it the way it's going to sound, but in comparison to the Waldorf, like I could go stay at the Dinky Dreams or I can go be fancy at the Waldorf.
So
Um,
I've also stayed at Pedro, I was there before it
Ugh.
rebranded to Waldorf,
Oh,
Mhm.
but it's
yeah.
the same property.
Ugh,
I
It is.
loved it.
it
It's
is
Everything.
stunning.
absolutely
When we
beautiful.
got
It's
there,
so unique.
Mhm.
I know we did the view and like, or at the entrance through that
Yes, the tunnel.
Oh my gosh. It's
Yeah.
just nothing can compare to
So,
it.
so I
But it's not all
guess
inclusive. So
No.
I don't know
no,
that this isn't really being compared to
no,
Grand
none of
Velas or
these.
something like
No.
this. This is
No,
totally,
no.
This is
totally
definitely
different.
for high net worth travelers, couples
Mhm.
celebrating big milestone anniversaries.
Mhm.
And because I know they do get a lot of celebrities in that area, and I
Yes.
know there's even, I think Jennifer Aniston has a house up there too. So it's definitely more for somebody who wants to spend more and truly want that like amazing service.
And
Mhm.
I think if we put it side by side to Nobu, both high net worth travelers, but the Waldorf felt more laid
Warm
back and warm
and
than Nobu.
welcoming.
Yeah. And of course they look completely different. The vibes are completely different.
Yeah.
Um, so it's kind of, if you do have that higher earner, you've got to discern, okay, do they like
Yeah.
this or do they like this?
Right.
I think that this is an important point at all like levels of the
Yes.
hotels that like you can maybe narrow it down by price points,
Hmm.
but still within a similar price point. Nobu and Waldorf,
Bingo.
I think, are going to price
Be pretty
semi-similar,
comparable. Yep.
Yeah.
and they're not comparable at all on anything
No.
other than price. They're
No.
not
So
comparable on the vibe, the energy, the clientele who you're going to meet there, like totally different.
Nothing.
I want to clarify, like, to some people, are we high on? I should say, is my husband a high earner? Yes. To some people, no. I cannot see us at Nobu, but I can absolutely see us at Waldorf.
I
However,
agree.
he's got to get those points because I'm not paying for it.
I think that's part of it right
Key.
there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no, I think Megan, you might have described it as a little bit more relaxed. I think there is luxury that is very sophisticated, and you feel the presence of luxury when you walk in, and you feel uncomfortable if you are not dressed a certain way.
That would be me
And
at Nobu.
and
Yeah.
it's never a question of like, do I have those clothes back in my closet? It's just the
Right.
moment that I walk into this hotel, what do I look like? So and this is like so nuanced, but I feel it when I walk into a
Mhm.
place where the price point is similar, but I can just be as I am, come as you are, and just wear what you're wearing, and there's not any side glances.
That's exactly how I
These
felt at Waldorf.
Yeah, these are very, very like nuanced details, and also they are so important.
Mhm.
I felt like it's just an truly exclusive experience here.
But
They
it
will
didn't feel
no, but they make you feel like you're home. They will do anything for you. Like the service, I remember they were giving us an example. Is it butlers that they had? I can't remember.
I
If they
think so.
I think everyone gets a butler. And someone had mentioned that I don't know, it was something, their anniversary, they got engaged at or he proposed at like a baseball game or something. He was able to like replicate that game ticket and like had it in their room for
Yes, it
them.
was their anniversary, like years
Yes.
later.
Yes. Like your super old. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a super old
Yeah.
game. And it's truly, truly remarkable there.
And
You
they
can just
did tell
tell.
us, yeah, the staff, that's what I was going to say. The
Oh,
staff, like you could tell they truly cared, and they loved where they worked. And they did tell us that their turnover rate is only 1%.
That's incredible and
Absolutely
almost
incredible.
unheard of in
Yes.
the world of hospitality.
Yes. I mean,
Wow.
there were people we talked to that had worked there for decades.
Incredible. Amazing.
And they said they have a ton of repeat clients here too.
I believe it. Yeah. Well, I've been and I loved it. You guys have been and you loved it. And now I'm going to the Grand Velas next as my next one.
Yeah, let us know.
And
You'll
I
love
feel
it.
like
You're bringing
I
your
feel like
kid?
after today's, yes, I am bringing.
Oh,
it.
good.
I feel like after today's conversation, I made a good decision.
You did. You
did.
absolutely did.
You guys, thank you for your hard work in literally pounding the pavement. You literally saw everything from Hyatt Ziva and Dreams to the Velas properties and Waldorf and Nobu. Like this is a really wide spectrum of locations and experiences and levels of hotels and all inclusive. I mean, you really did it all. So when you do this again, will you please let me know and we can chat about it again?
Absolutely.
I really appreciate your time and your willingness to share all of these amazing insights. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank you for having us.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the Hive Mind podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a new episode. And if you know a friend or colleague who would enjoy this, please share it with them. If you would like insights from this episode landing in your inbox each week, join our newsletter at thehive.travel/podcast. And remember, if you'd like to contribute to a future episode, whether it's sharing your destination expertise or your experience touring hotels, just head to thehive.travel/podcast to learn more and express your interest. We'd love to have you join the conversation. Until next time.